I know 6.0 just did start, but it does seem like we do have the 6.1 rerun for Genshin. I know we already do know that it's going to be Nefer due to info circulating around. We're probably going to see the drip marketing really soon. But yeah, again, we do have the 5 stars that are going to be rerunning in this patch, and also 3 of the 4 stars. Obviously, we never know the order when they are revealed like this. But today, I will be going into that. So before I do get into the video, if you guys found this video helpful or enjoyable, dropping a like would be greatly appreciated. If you're new to the channel or haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe and turn the bell icon for future videos like this, along with all the types of Genshin Impact content. So to kick it off, I do want to have a disclaimer, as this is info circling the internet. Take it with a grain of salt because this could end up being changed. It's happened in the past with Genshin specifically. They do change stuff quite frequently. I say frequently, but it's probably not. This is probably going to be the thing, but we don't know the phase order, and we don't know the extra 4 stars that's going to be on there besides these 3. But again, take it with a grain of salt, as 1, 2, 3 plus can be changed. When they do reveal it on the 6.1 official livestream, that will be the banners that do run. So again, as I mentioned, we do know Nefer is the character that's going to be in that update. So one of the reruns is seeming to be Arlecchino. Very interesting that they're deciding to rerun her just now because, you know, there's not really much correlation. Well, to be fair, there never really is correlation. This kind of rerun to rerun. But Arlecchino is going to be one of the characters. She hasn't ran since, what, 5.3 with Malvika and Setlali, because if I remember correctly, it was Malvika, Setlali into Arlecchino Chlorinde. Also was a time where I got relatively bad luck, so relatively memorable. So Arlecchino is going to be rerunning. She's going to be a character that many people, probably for many more reruns to come, she is going to be a character that many people just continue to summon for, because there is the whole argument of Malvika and Arlecchino. But Arlecchino is still extremely hype. She is extremely strong, and also probably has the best normal attack string you can have in the game. So I can definitely see her being a character that many people summon for, since she is, you know, not the newest, like she was in Fontaine, and then we had Natlan, and now we have Notcry. Only thing is, with how stacked Notcry is, if many people will be afford to also pull for her, it doesn't help that she also has an insanely good C1. And also a really good C2. So yeah, if you are going to be going for her, I wish you good luck. If you've been waiting for her, I wish you good luck. And one of the other reruns seems to be Zhongli. Funny enough, Zhongli did rerun right before the Arlecchino and Chlorinde rerun. Well, not right before because it was a phase, but the update before, because I remember it was him and Neuvillette. So it seems like he is going to be another one they do bring back with all the stuff that's going around with calcs and stuff, but a lot of people seem to be throwing in Zhongli in there. Maybe they know that for some reason. And they're running him as well. So Archon always going to get some sales on the rerun, although Zhongli has, you know, relatively lost a good amount of value. So I don't really know how many people want to summon for him nowadays. For shield strength, even Lanyan at C2, I think, has a stronger shield than him. I know she can also hold a very decent as well. That makes her, honestly, a lot better. Zhongli is still a very big go-to for a lot of people. His shield is still really strong. His big meteor does good damage. It's just with a unit being, you know, since out 1.2? Or was it 1.1? I can't remember. It's been so long. I think it was 1. Yeah, it was 1.1. I don't really know how many people are going to summon for him, especially since not only has he been replaced on practically every team he's on by either Shallonen, and for shield strength, there's just better options and nicher options that work better where you want to run him. I don't really know why they want to run him anymore, but at the same time, they still don't even throw Venti on the banners like Chronicle Wish because he's an Archon, so Archons always generate sales, I guess. I'd have to see the numbers when he does leave. But I can't really imagine many people going for Zhongli anymore. So for most people, he's probably going to be regarded as a skip character. And the last 5-star that's going to be rerunning, so it is a triple rerun patch. So Nefer, the new 5-star, and then 3 rerun characters. So that's going to be good if you already have these characters. But the last one is Farina. So they really just went 0.2, 0.3, 0.4 because in the second half of 5.2, it was Zhongli. In the second half of 5.3, it was Arlecchino. And in the second half of 5.4, it was Farina. Farina obviously is going to generate probably the most revenue out of the rerun characters. Maybe even more than Nefer. I don't know how popular Nefer is. I see she's relatively popular, but, you know, Farina is always going to be a character that's going to be summoned on tons. Not only because she is so popular, but also because she is just insanely broken. To top it all off, having a absolutely absurd C1, C2, and even C3 combination. Just insane dupes off the rip. Thankfully for weapons, she has a good amount of substitutes, but you still technically would want to get it. Really depends on your build and what you're doing. But Farina is going to be another character to rerun. I'm sure that's going to be rough for a lot of people's plans, since at any time Farina reruns, a lot of people want to go for her if they don't already have her, if they want to go for her C2 if you already do have her. Right at C2, still one of the strongest dupes in the game just because of that big HP increase, and also gaining a bunch of the fanfare from healing or decrease of HP. So you eliminate the fact that you really need an external healer. C1 is also just big with the fanfare increase to the limit, so by 100, and also when you do use your ultimate, you get 150. And then C3 at the same time gives you a 3 up in talent for her ultimate, so that increases her buff overall. C4 gives her energy and removes her real big energy requirements. C5 is her skill, so it just hits harder. And C6 is C6, which practically turns her into a full-on main DPS. Character is just absolutely loaded as a base kit, absolutely loaded with dupes. So at practically any time, I'm going to imagine that she is going to generate the most revenue of that patch just because of how popular she is, and again, just how strong she is. So again, that is the 3 5-stars that seem to be rerunning. Again, Arlecchino, Zhongli, and Freyna. We don't know the orders. When we do, then W. Probably won't know it until the actual stream, so if they do keep it with these 5 stars, we'll know the order on the stream. And then the 4 stars, so 2 of them are kind of yikes. One of them is a big pog. One of them is Rosaria. Most people probably have her C6 by now. Not really much to talk about. Isn't really used too much either. Can be a good free-to-play alternative in some teams, though. Next one is Yunjin. Also a relatively old unit that most people have C6 by now. And also, I really can't even remember a team that she's on the top of my head. So unfortunately, it seems like it's going to be a more one-sided 4-star banner. And the last one is Lanyan. Lanyan released in 5.3, and she is incredibly strong. With a really strong shield, especially if you have C2, it becomes that much stronger. And to top it all off, she does good damage. And to top it off even more, she's Anima, so she can hold very decent Venerer. So big strong shield, especially with C2, decent damage with swirl damage as well, and also can hold VV for a big shred. And again, since she's relatively recent, only running in 5.3 and hasn't had a rate up since, most people probably have her from either the free thing that happened in Lantern, right? Maybe you pulled 1 or 2, so you probably only have, like, you know, C1, C2 at most. I'm really glad she's rerunning because I tried to get her C6 on the original banner that she was on, and I just couldn't because, you know, my 4-star luck is horrible. I pulled a good amount from just random weapon banner pulls somehow, so she's C5 right now, so if I don't get her C6 magically before this, I might build pity just to try to get her. Just because if I pull Nefer, I won't mind. If I pull Arlecchino, that's C2. So W for me, but again, she could end up being on Zhongli, where I would not summon on at all. And Freyna, my Freyna is C6, so I would not be summoning on either. But yeah, that is all the known info for reruns. Once again, the character is Nefer for what we do know, and the reruns seem to be Arlecchino, Freyna, Zhongli, and the 4-stars we do know is Lanyan, Yunjin, and Rosaria. Once again, take this with a grain of salt because characters can be swapped around, maybe 1 or 2 of the 4-stars, maybe only 1 of the 4-stars, but also the 5-stars, 1 of the 5-stars can also be swapped around. As this is not confirmed info, it's just info circulating the internet, take it with a grain of salt, and the best thing you could do is to wait for the official 6.1 stream, where they will announce their reruns, and that will be the halves that are on, and officially their banners. But let me know if you guys are going to be hyped for these reruns, if you're excited that you can skip any part of the update, or if you're screwed because you also have to summon for this and you have not cry goals, which I'm going to assume is a lot of people. Personally, I don't have to summon on Zhongli at all, and I don't have to summon on Freyna at all, just because I have Zhongli C2 and I don't really use them anymore, and I have a C6 Freyna. So, absolutely no need there. Arlecchino, I really do want to get C2, but my goals are kind of tight, and especially with how much I want to summon on Flint, I probably will have no summons, but I can probably try to build pity. So again, let me know, comment down below if you're excited for any of this. Again, if you found this video helpful, dropping a like and also subscribing, turning on the bell icon would be greatly, greatly appreciated. And I'll see you later. Peace out.